In the small sun-scorched village of Mavuto, where dry winds whispered through acacia trees and children played barefoot on dusty paths, a boy named Tawanda was born into hardship. His mother, Mai Tawanda, was a strong woman with calloused hands from years of toiling in the fields. His father had passed away when he was just a baby, leaving the family to struggle for survival. Their home was a simple mud hut with a thatched roof that leaked during the rainy season. Their meals were often a tinned porridge made from maize flour, and new clothes were a distant dream. Yet, despite the poverty, Tawanda's mother always told him, "Your mind is your greatest worth. No one can take it from you." Tawanda was different from other children. While they played in the river, he would sit under the baobab tree, listening to the village elders tell stories of ancient kings and wise leaders. He hung on to every word, wishing to be like them one day. But without schooling, his future seemed as dry as the land around him. One evening, after a long day in the fields, Tawanda overheard a conversation between the village elders. "The chief is looking for a young leader to represent our village in the city," one of them said, "but only children who go to school can compete." Tawanda's heart sank. He had never been to school. How could he even dream of competing? But something inside him refused to accept defeat. When he told his mother about it, she sighed. "Life is unfair, my son. But if you want something badly enough, you must create your own path." That night, Tawanda wouldn't sleep. If leadership was built about intelligence and problem solving, then he would prove he was just as capable as the rich boys. Mavuto had one major problem: water shortage. Every day, women and children walked for miles to fetch water from a distant well. In the dry season, the well sometimes dried up, leaving the village desperate. Tawanda had noticed something while playing near the hills: a hidden underground spring. If they could redirect the water, they wouldn't to depend on the farewell well. With nothing but a rusty shovel and determination, he gathered some friends and began digging a small stream to bring the water to the village. The work was back-breaking. Their hands blistered, their muscles ached, but Tawanda refused to give up. After weeks of digging, the first trickle of water flowed into the village. By the next month, a steady stream ran through Mabuto, filling small reservoirs that people built. The village celebrated. For the first time, they had water without the long, exhausting journey. The elders marveled at Tawanda's ingenuity. "The boy has wisdom beyond his years," they whispered. And so, when the chief heard about Tawanda's accomplishment, he made a real reception. "This boy has proven his ability," he said. "Let him compete." The competition was held in the village square. 5 children stood before the chief, all from wealthy families except for Tawanda, who stood barefoot in his worn-out shorts. Each child was given the same challenge: "The village has only enough grain to last 3 months, but the next harvest is 5 months away. What should we do?" The first boy, Tanishi, said, "We should raise taxes and force villagers to pay more." The second, Muna, said, "We should send a request to the city for food aid." Tawanda listened carefully before stepping forward. He cleared his throat and spoke with confidence. "We must use what we have wisely," he said. "Instead of eating large portions, We should ration the food, grinding the grain into fine powder and mixing it with cassava to make it last longer. We should also start planting fast-growing crops near the river, like pumpkins and sweet potatoes. This will grow before the next harvest and give us food before the grain runs out. The crowd murmured in approval. His plan was practical, sustainable, and fair. The chief nodded in agreement. This is the thinking of a true leader. That day, Tawanda was chosen as Mavuto youth representative. He traveled to the city for the first time, where he saw tall buildings, cars, and electric lights. At the leadership conference, he spoke about Mavuto's struggles, demanding better schools, clean water, and farming support. People listened. Change began. Years later, Tawanda returned to Mavuto, not as a poor village boy, but as a leader. With the support he had gained, he helped build school, a well clinic, and a modern irrigation system. The boy who once had nothing became the man who gave his people everything. Thank you so much for listening. Please, if today is your first time, subscribe and hit on the notification bell. Comment, like, and share. Remember, the name is Flores. See you next time. Bye bye.